Hi, Sarah Banas here, Learn to Craft. I'm going to show you today something really neat. We are going to work on how to build your own logo in Silhouette Studio. It's incredibly easy. Let's go ahead and get to work. So the first thing I want to say, if this video is helpful to you or of interest, like the video, but also subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe to my channel, you'll get notifications when the new videos come out, probably once or twice a week. Just lots of ways to not only make you a better crafter, but to teach you how to design for yourself. So let's get started. I can get rid of this. And let's take a quick look first at logos and the types of logos that you can have that are all incredibly effective. Okay, so let's also first address the fact that if you're using Silhouette Studio Basic Edition, you will not be able to export your work, so you won't be able to save this as a PNG or an SVG and then upload it to get business cards printed or something like that. But you can do lots of things within the program. So you can make stickers for yourself, you can make stationery, you can make flyers, you can make, there's all kinds. You can make clothes for, if you own a bakery, you can make shirts with your logo on it. There's an awful lot that you can do if you go to shows. Again, you can make shirts, you can make uh, tablecloths for your table at the show. So there's an awful lot that you can do within Silhouette Studio with your logo that you have made. But if you do have Business Edition, you can export your logo and then you can do even more with it. So either way, it's a great skill to know. So let's look at the different types here. First, we have this, right? So there's nothing special about that, but it's a great logo because it says what you want it to say. You understand what the shop is, right? Think about places like Target, right? When you think Target, what's the first thing you think is the bullseye. There's nothing fantastic about that logo, but it is fantastic because anytime you see a bullseye, you think Target, right? And that's what you want. You want your logo is a big part of your branding, right? So you want people to think of you when they see anything that might have to do with your logo, right? So let's move this to the side. Something else I want to bring up here is the font on this. So everything that I use in this video, I will link in the video description. Great fonts are incredibly important. So you can see that this font is there's just something really nice about it, right? So it's not just your run-of-the-mill font that everybody out there has. It's special. So that's really important, especially this is important in design overall, but especially with your logo. You really want to have really great premium fonts. So, and of course, you need that commercial use license as well. Everything that I use here includes a commercial use license. So, like I said, I'm going to link that all in the video description. When you're looking at the video on YouTube, underneath it, there's like a downward arrow almost. Click on that. That'll expand the information on the video. In there, I'll link a couple of things. I'll link everything that we use here, but I'm also going to link a video on how to use font glyphs for the different types for PC and for Mac. We're going to use font glyphs so that you can see this fancy H here. That's a font glyph. So if you do not already know how to do that, I'm going to link a tutorial in the video description for how to use font glyphs, and I'll link it. The video shows how to do it both in Basic Edition and in Designer Edition or above. And I'm also going to link our Facebook group. So we have a collaborative of about 2 million members on Facebook, every craft type you can imagine, but focus on cutting machines. I'm going to link Cricut and Silhouette for beginners. It's not all beginners, it's all skill levels. About 200,000 members, super friendly, just super knowledgeable, helpful. You'll fit right in there. So join us there. I'm going to link that in the video description. So now all of that being said, let's get to work. Which one should we work on first? So again, with this, so you can see that there's nothing over the top about this logo, but it's pretty. It gets across what you're trying to get across. And it's got great fonts. So that's memorable. Let's work on, let's work on this one first so that I can show you how to get this, this like line of demarcation here. So let's see here. I saved all of my uploaded a bunch of different pieces here so that we have them to use. So the first thing we're going to do, and this is again incredibly basic, but everything that we do here today is all going to be skill sets that you can use to then build your vision, what you have envisioned for your logo. So this font is, the typewriter type font is DTC Barnacre. This is a really good one. Everybody should have some great. I have probably 20 really good typewriter fonts in different styles that I just really love. Okay. And then this font, this is Sweet Boho. So this is a font, the script on this is a font that I just got recently. And I'm telling you, I use this font. I've used it so much. I have like 10,000 fonts literally, so it's not common for me to find a font and then use it almost exclusively for like 2 weeks, and that's where we're at with this one. So okay, so this is where we're going to start using font glyphs. Okay, so first thing we're going to do here, let's go ahead and change the color on these. We'll fill them and get rid of that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to switch out this H. Okay, and this is where it's going to be a little bit different depending on if you're on a PC or a Mac, or if you are on Basic Edition or Designer or above. But I'll link that all in the video description so that you can click how to get the fonts for the combination of hardware and software that you have. Super easy though. And again, a really, really important skill to have, not just for logo design, but for design in general. Knowing how to use glyphs is really, really important. Okay, so made this just about the same size as one another. And now what we're going to do, see how that O, the S crosses over the O like that? We want to get this line here, and also with the camera. So it drives me nuts when that flat black. I don't like that at all in design. So send that to back. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this cherished, right? And first off, I'm going to convert that to a path, so I get rid of that underneath that. So, and then we're going to go over here to the right-hand side and go to the star. That's your offset panel. And click offset. And you don't want it quite that much. You just want a very, very slight offset. Even less than that, probably 0.05. That looks good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to gray, just so that I can see what I'm doing. And I think I had this right about, I had this a little bit bigger or smaller, probably smaller. And then just about like, that's okay, it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so that's how I had it, just like that. And a little bit smaller. Okay. So that's good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move the top one. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to select these two and then go over here to the modify panel, which is right here, the rectangle and the circle. Okay, and now you're going to click subtract. Oops. So actually, here, let's go back. Let's undo subtract. I don't know if I can do both the camera and memories at the same time. Let's see. I think I can. Nope. Nope. Can't. Okay. So give me just 1 second. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take this and we're going to need to duplicate that. Okay. And we'll move this over to the side. And then we'll do this one first. Okay. And then we'll take this back. And that's going to be right there. And now we'll do the camera. Subtract. Okay, so now when we drop this in here, that's going to give you that perfect line of demarcation, right? So, just 1 second. Let's take this. And that's perfect, just like that. Okay, so all you have to do, select all. And oops. So, yeah, you know, sometimes, oops. Undo. So sometimes what you expect to happen does not happen. And that's why the undo button is good. Okay, so what I normally do, I don't know if this is what everybody does. When I have an issue like that, what I do is I just group it all, make it larger, right? Because you don't want it all to be separate. You want it all to be one single image. So one layer. So in this case, what I would do is I would select trace area, and then I would trace this. And I'm going to trace it into a single layer. Okay, so that's all set now. Trace. Okay, and now you can get rid of all of this. You don't need this anymore. And that's it. And that is your logo. So that and that. So that's all there is to that. That's incredibly easy, right? So now let's make this. Actually, we don't need this one any longer. And now let's look at this one. Okay, so this is, again, incredibly easy. This font right here, where it says Maker, that is a free font right now. And I highly, highly recommend grabbing it. It's only free for a couple more days. So if you see this, like when I first put the video out, go grab that font. It is absolutely beautiful. I'll link that in the video description. So what we're going to do for this is first we need a circle. Okay. And we are going to first do the top and the bottom. Okay. Oops. A little bit bigger to make it easier to work with. And I'm going to type out art. And then I'm going to make that larger. And I'm going to duplicate that. And then I'm going to type out Studio. Okay, so you need that to be 2 separate layers. And then change them both. Fill them. Get rid of that. Okay, so now what you're going to do to curve these
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
Okay, click on that. And okay, so you see how I double clicked that? And that gave me this right here. So take that, grabbed it by the crossbars there, and then bring it here. Go just like that. Okay, and now what you do once you get it there, do you see the slider right here? You can slide it down in there if you want. So I'm going to leave it on top for now because I don't like the way that font looks with it being slid down in there. So let's go ahead and do this one. And now to do the bottom arc, it's a little bit different. Okay, so this is what you're going to do for this. Bring it inside. And then get that just right like that. And now this one you do need to slide. Okay, so you're going to slide that right out like that. Okay, and that is perfect. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you need to get rid of this. But to get rid of that circle, you need to right click. Actually, I'm sorry, you need to click on this, and then you need to right click, and you need to ungroup. Okay, if you just get rid of that, and you need to do the same with the bottom. If you just get rid of the circle without doing that, what ends up happening is they'll just go back to straight. So, but actually what I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to leave that circle just so I can use it as a guide. And then the next thing I'm going to do is, you see these right here, these Laurel. So those Laurel are actually extras in a font called Amisteri. Amisteri has an extra set that I use all the time. So when you're logo building or design building, fonts that include extras in them are incredibly useful. Amisteri has one of the best, if not the best, extra set of any font that I've ever come across. And this one in particular, it's kind of weird, but that particular Laurel, if you follow me, it's like Where's Waldo? You can find it in almost like literally like 80% of everything I make has that Laurel in it. I know it's a little bit strange, but I just love it. So these are all the Amisteri extras. And I'm going to link Amisteri in the video description. It's a fantastic font. Everyone should have it. So that is that Laurel. Make that bigger. And we're going to make that black. Feel like I made, yeah, I did. See, I made this this is much larger than this one is. The studio comes up further in that one, but that's okay. This does not have to be perfect. When you're making your actual logo, it definitely should be as close to perfect as you can get it. But for the video, sake of the video, it doesn't have to be. So take that, and now I'm going to duplicate that. You can see up here that if you're not familiar, the two boxes, that's your duplicate. Duplicate, duplicate. Right click, and then I'm going to flip horizontally. I'm going to move this over here. Yeah, I'm going to tip this out just a tiny, tiny little bit. Should have done that before I duplicated, but that's okay. Do the same here, tip this out just a little bit. There we go. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, these are just circles. So all I did for that is I made a circle, change it, duplicate it. Oops, what I wanted to do. And take this, and the largest one is here. Largest one is here. And then once we get rid of that circle, we will we'll make these all so that it's so that they're all where they belong. And because I made this a little bit larger than the last one, oops, not what I wanted to do. Because I made this a little bit larger, I'm going to try doing two of the same size and then dropping down the size a little bit on this. So drop it down, duplicate, grab that, can be there, that can be there, and then one more time. So duplicate, and oops, Okay, so now we will go ahead and try to make these evenly spaced. Okay, and that'll again teach you another skill set that if you are not familiar with it, now you will be. So, okay, so let's now get rid of this, and let's take this and we can right click and we can group that. Okay, and then we can do the same with Studio and right click and group that. Okay, and now I'm going to move this up out of the way. I'm going to take these two and right here, see that what I'm clicking? Okay, and then I'm going to group those. And I'm going to take these two, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm aligning them in the middle, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to group those. Oops, I don't know why that keeps happening. It's a little annoying. So let's just again make sure they are centered. Right click, group, center. And I'm actually going to teach you another quick skill set here in a second. So, and right click and group. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is we're going to select all 4 of these sets. And now we're going to go up here to the, where same thing, the align. But now this time what we're going to do is we're going to go here. So what this is going to do is this is going to space them out equally. See how it moved it just a little bit? Now they're all equally spaced, okay? So I'm going to move this down just a little bit. It looks like, so this must be curved just a little bit too much because that doesn't line up correctly, but that's okay. So we'll just take this up just a little bit so that it looks a little bit more evenly spaced. And again, this is, I mean, this is all, at this point, we're just, actually, you know what we can do? We can take these and drop these down at this point. Okay, so we can drop this, drop that down a little bit, and drop this up just a little bit. No, I don't like that. So that's okay. That's okay. So we'll just do it like this. That's fine. It looks fine just like that. Now select all, and you're going to group these. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take and you are going to, actually, while we're in Amethyst Extras, let me just grab, because we're going to use another piece of this also. We're going to use this right here. So make that larger. Okay, and then that about like that. So as we work on this, you can see how all of these skill sets, you can take all of these skill sets and now you can use these to build your own, because now you know how to do these basic functions and how they all come together into your logo, right? So now we're going to take and we're going to, that is, okay, and we're going to type out, oh, Maker Studio is what I had, I think. I was going to type Creator, but either way. And now we'll take that like that. And that's it. So that is all there is to, and that would be a super pretty logo, right? So that's it. So that's that. Let's take this one and do, actually, no, again, we can get rid of that now. Okay, so we've done this, we've done this. Okay, so now let me show you the really, really neat one, okay? So this one is amazing. So this, when you're building something like this, when you're building a logo like this, you can just go and buy yourself a cupcake that, a watercolor cupcake, and then put your name, your shop name on top of it, and then that's it, right? Buy yourself some flowers, that's it. This is different. This is actually a cupcake builder set that I found last night, and it's so neat. I love it. So let me just show you. Let's deconstruct this. So click ungroup, and these fonts. So this bottom one is called Breakfast Pastry. It's a Missy Myers font. She is an absolute pro. All of her fonts are amazing. This one I love. So let's move this down, and this one is Whole Story. Absolutely beautiful. It's got really nice extenders on the edges, on the ends that you can add in the glyphs also. So we'll move this down. So now this is the neat part. Watch this. Ungroup. So this right here, what this is, so first off, let me just say, so you can see all logo building is layering. It's all you're doing. You're layering things up, right? So this is just a bouquet set I bought. It had like 8 or 9 different bouquets in it, white and pink roses. Super pretty. And you can buy them that way, but you can also buy watercolor as individual elements. And watercolor flowers as individual elements. And then you can build up your own bouquets, which is neat also. But so this is this, and then this is the neat part. So this is all like this builder set. So these are all separate pieces. And then this, it comes with all kinds of different colors. So all these pieces here to show you different stuff. So it comes with yellow. It comes with like 8 or 9 different colors. So you can build your own cupcake. It's just really, so let me show you this real quick before we go any further. If you haven't been watching or you're not familiar with how to move your layers front and back, so see how that's on top of that? That's important to know how to do when you're building a logo. So right click, send to back, okay? And now that's on top, okay? So neat, I love it. So this set came with all kinds of neat stuff. It came with a bunch of fruits. It came with a bunch of little like wafers like this, little chocolate sprigs. It came with different, like I said, fruits, just a bunch of little elements like hearts and stuff like that. Just really, really neat. So if you own a bakery or you know somebody who owns a bakery, it comes with cakes, all kinds of stuff. Just really, really neat. So that's it. That's how you reconstruct that. Isn't that so pretty though? So let me show you something else real quick. So there was a couple of different flower sets. Like I said, I think there's like 8 or 9 different bouquets in that. I just uploaded a couple of them to show you. Let's pull this one over here. Oops. So much stuff going on at once here. There we go. Okay. So that one's really pretty too. So let me show you though how you can take stuff like this and add it to like say this, right? So I don't know how good this one. So right click, flip horizontally. So it's probably not going to look great on there. Move it to the front because it's a little bit too chunky for it. But not too bad. So in this case, I would just buy like a builder set, a bouquet builder set with all the individual elements, and I would just build it to shape the way I want it to shape to cascade down the camera. So that, and let me show you something else real quick. So let's take this and move this over here. Group that. Move this over here. We'll move these over here. And so let's look at, so even like something like this. So how pretty would that be with like flowers behind it? So let's move these to the back. So again, all you're doing is adding elements. So the cupcake building set came with a couple of these. These are really nice for logo work. So they're water splashes, just water paint splashes. And you can get them in all colors, different types of patterns. Some of them are done with like a rough brush, and so, but you can also get metallic ones with like metallic edges on them, and just really pretty different types of elements to layer behind your logo, just to give it that extra splash, right? So that's neat. So, and like I said, that was with these. There was like maybe 3 of them with the cupcake builder set. So this is something else neat. We talked a little bit about like gold splashes and stuff like that and layering that on top. You can get things like this that are like semi-transparent. And how pretty is that? And then send that to the back and just like do things like that with your logo. And that's really pretty. Or like gold splashes like this that are, maybe even layer up both of those so that you have the rose gold and then this on top of it and then this front on the very top, right? So that's all you're doing when you're logo building. You're just adding things, you're layering things up to build your logo. So that's about it. I mean, if you have any questions at all, you can ask them underneath the video. Better yet, join me in the group. You can always approach me directly. I'm happy to help. I'm always in the group. And I'm always in one of the groups, so you can always reach me there. I'll link everything that I used here in the video description. I'll link tutorials on how to use glyphs, depending on if you're on a Mac or a PC. It's super easy. So it's a little bit different if you're on Basic Edition, but that's all included in the videos. And that's it. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.